Thank you, all of you, for your patience and allowing me to disconnect meeting and connect again it from my laptop. So I welcome all of you here in India Bangladesh tele collaboration project, and here is it is all miraculous that we are here uh, with having such lot of distractions. We are here in our seventh session. So all of you from my uh, Bangladeshi colleagues, I welcome you here in our India Bangladesh tele collaboration project in seventh session. Can you see my screen, ma'am?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So today's topic of our today's this meeting is that quality education, and in this topic we are going to discuss in two parts. First part is about animals. There are so many subtopics in there. Is it common to have pets in your country? Rabiullah sir has presented very fantastic about this. Uh, then second point is, do you have any pets? Third is that if you don't, would you like to? Uh, then fourth is that what is your favorite animal? Fifth is that what kind of wild animals are there in your country? Next is, how do you feel about zoos? Then do you think that animals have emotions? And then how to take care of animals? These are the point of the first topic of this session. So we will discuss point by point. Okay. First about my pets, and just I would like to say that in India, every household has animals. There are 70%, maybe right now 65 or 64% population of India is living in the villages, and in village there are a lot of animals. There are dogs, cats, bullocks, buffaloes, cows, horses, and so on, goats, cocks, hens, ducks, and doves, and what not. So a lot of pet animals there. In my house, I actually have this. You can see in the picture. Can you see my slides, sir? Because there is a message that my network is not stable. So if there is any disconnection about seeing slides or voice, you can inform me immediately. Then I can stop, or I can wait for back of network. Can you see this picture? Can you see this slide?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Visible. There is no problem, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Go ahead, sir.
So these are our two bullocks. This is a Sarja and this is a Raja. And in last month, in last week, there was a very famous festival, that is Bail Pola. On that day in Maharashtra, actually, all the farmers worship their bullocks. They decorate them. You can see here are the horns of bullocks are decorated with different type of colors, different type of plastics, and these are different type of decorations, and picture has been created. This is my brother-in-law behind me. His two bullocks are there. These are my bullocks, and here behind you can see here is our goat. So there are a lot of pet animals. Of course, there is a dog, cat also, but these are very fantastic animals which are very loyal to mankind and which do service to mankind. That is why man, to express gratitude towards the bullocks, Bail Pola is celebrated there in India, in Maharashtra. This point also come under the cultural event, and also in this animal section. Okay, that is why I selected this picture, this one. Okay, then this is about my favorite animal. So this is Bengal tiger actually, but I like most this animal. What a look, what a royal look, and what a we cannot imagine the status of this animal. What type of in Hindi we can say उसका क्या ठाटमाट है. So this is a very royal animal. That is why it is called royal tiger or royal Asiatic tiger or Bengal tiger, whatever. But I do like this animal most, and I always my laptop wallpaper on my mobile wallpaper, I always see this animal. Okay. Oh, Jasmine ma'am is saying that I am afraid of this. No, no, no. Tiger doesn't attack you unless you harm him, unless he feel unsafe due to you. Tiger is not going to attack you. Wolf can attack you. Other animals can attack you, but tigers and snakes, they are not going to attack you. They are always going on their way. We are crossing their ways. That is why we feel unsafe of them, and we say that I am afraid of him. Okay, so this is my very favorite and very royal and very. You look at the picture. If you looking clearly, how sweet it is looking. Very fantastic. Just like. Yes, he is very beautiful man and very smart. What look at his style of sitting, and look in his eyes, how he sees. Oh, yeah, it teaches us that how should we live. We should live in masti, our masti, or we can. I don't find out proper English word for masti. Fun, but fun is not a proper word for masti. Masti is that you don't need anything to enjoy. You don't need money. You don't need a society. You don't need status. You don't need praise. You don't need any other things than yourself. You can enjoy yourself. So again, network is unstable. Okay. So this is the very greatest teaching of this animal. Okay. That is why I love this animal a lot. Okay. Then moving to next slide. Indian animals, it is said that in the sense of biodiversity, more than 14% of endemic animals are founded in India. There are a lot of animals there. Lot of. We don't know even names of these animals. You know, someone goes to Sahyadri Ghat. You can search in the Google Sahyadri Ghat. That is ancient ancient than Himalaya. That is the mountain, ancient mountain. There are different type of frogs, different type of snakes, different type of butterflies. Someone goes there and take a picture of that specific butterfly and says that yes, I have founded this butterfly. You not founded that. It is a living there from thousand, many lakhs of years. You just went there now and you have taken picture, photograph, and you are saying that I have invented this butterfly. I have researched it. No. So there are a lot of animals in India. So these are the common animals which are regularly found and regularly used. Some of them. These are not last line actually. This is not going to use in regular life, but cow you see in the right left corner. Cow, buffalo, goat, ox, horse, camel. These are everyday friends of the people. Then this is a donkey, then cat, dog, rabbit, sheep, monkey, lion, tiger, bear, elephant, stag, and fox. Now this elephant is there in villages, but stag and fox and bear and tiger and lion are only founded in the zoo, because no one can have a guts to patronize them. So they cannot be pet animals to anyone. Okay, so there are different type of their birds, different type of serpents, different type of water animals, and so many. And I think that there is no lot difference in India and Bangladeshi environment. So many animals who found in India, they can also be found in Bangladesh. So I move to next. What about zoo? I think zoo where animals are caged and they are given a limited environment. So it is very cruel to them, because animals should be able to live their lives longer in their regular environment, that is jungle or forest or wild, because that is their house, that is their home. If someone like me, if you catch me, up and take with you in Bangladesh and lock me up there in any room, and you give me anything to eat, that is in India sona khilate ho, sona matlab you give me gold to eat, can I enjoy it? No, no, no. I have lost my freedom. I have lost my environment. I have lost my friend and society. So how can I enjoy that? So animals should be always in their natural habitat. Animals should be always in their natural environment. I honestly feel this. Then sometimes there are some species, there are like golden langur in India, or stag in India, or single horn rhinoceros that are found in Assam and Bangladesh also, in Gangetic Plain, specifically in Gangetic Plain, or loin of Gir, or then elephant, Asiatic elephant. These are animals who have been dramatically and very fastly decrease their numbers. That is why we need to specifically protect them, and for protecting and generating more species of them, for making them safe, and to breed more, we can cage them in. There is no other option, because if there are one lion remain in Gir India, so you have to give him protective environment, so it can develop its breed. So that time it is inevitable to have zoos. But in natural problems, in natural condition, if any animal can prosper, suppose rabbit don't need zoo, or stag don't need zoo, or there are so many animals, cow don't need zoo. So you cannot put them for your just entertainment in the zoo, because zoo is not seen as a protective measure, but it has seen as a tourist thing, or people go and take selfies and take clicks, and no one think about that animals, they are disturbing them. So I think this point should be discarded in this zoo concept. Okay. Then animals don't have a habit to live in like a 10 by 10. This is my room. I think 14 by 14 something something. Animal don't suit this limited space. They need lot space. They need to move. They need to go from one place to another place. They need to enjoy. They need to run. They need to take a open air. So in that sense, if you think that way, zoo is not a proper place for the animals. Yes, I have made one another opinion that when you are keeping any endangered species to protect it from vanishing, then it can be acceptable. But in normal conditions, normal animals shouldn't be put in the zoo, and then what to say about that? So I full you see these are lions in behind the cages, and they look at people that how they are taking selfies and what are they. So I don't personally think that we should encase the animals like this. Okay, thank you. So we are going to move ahead. uh, you know there was a point that does animal have emotions? Definitely animal have emotions. As I said, that tiger don't attack you unless he feel that you are going to harm him. So this statue you can see here, this is a wagha dog. This is a dog, its name is wagha. It has been said that Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, the king of Maharashtra, when he died and his bonfire was burning there, dog came running and he jumped in that bonfire and burned himself. So his loyalty to his master, people to remember him with gratitude, people made his this memorial there in Raigad Fort. Whenever we get chance, you can search it in the Google, on the Google or YouTube, everything you can find about Waghia dog. You can just search Waghia dog, you can see and find all story. Okay, then care of animals. So just I told you that there was Bail Pola, the festival. For gratitude, you know, these are garlands, these are different type of decorations. So this is the extreme relation between farmer and the bullocks, farmer and oxen, farmer and cows. It cannot be explained in any words. So you need not to have special caretaking environment for them. It has been taken care regularly in their day-to-day life. Then you can see this is a cobra. Okay, there is a festival in India, that Naga Panchami, and at the Naga Panchami, these cobras are worshipped as a god. Okay, you see this is a cobra, and it has been here are bananas and coconut, and this is a lamp and holy lamp, and this is a sticks, sandal sticks, and all these are worshipped, and this is milk is been provided to the cobra. Even cobra is not considered as enemy in India. So if you give a status of God to any animal, automatically it has been protected. Okay, then you can see that every god of India is associated with one or another animal. This is the goddess Saraswati. This is the goddess of intellect, knowledge. She is it is told that she sit on this swan. That means if anyone want to harm the swan, he will think twice that no, this is the van of this goddess Saraswati, goddess Sharda. Then here is, you can see in the picture that Mahadev, that is Mahadev, the god of all gods. He is associated with the bullock, that is Nandi of Mahadev. If someone want to beat the ox, beat the bullock, he cannot do that, because he know that this is not only a bullock, it is a van of that Mahadeva. Mahadeva uses it, Mahadeva loves it. That is why no one dares to harm them. Then again, here is you know, you can see here in picture there is a peacock there. So peacock is a symbol of knowledge, symbol of literature. All the historical stories, literature, mythological stories, Puran Kathas are a symbol of peacock, and this symbol is associated with Devi Saraswati again. So no one going to harm them, you know. You can remember that history of Chandragupta Maurya. Maurya, who was Maurya? Maurya, this is more. Peacock is said more in Marathi, Hindi, and Sanskrit also. So they used to patronize these peacocks. That is why people name them Maurya. And Maurya dynasty was Indian and Bangladeshi history, because our history is common history. So this tradition has been coming from long lasting and lot ancient period. Okay, then right now there is Ganesh festival in India. You can search YouTube, Google there, or maybe there Bangladesh, there maybe this festival, Ganesh festival. So this where Ganesh is sitting, under the Ganesh there is a statue of mouse. Can anyone imagine that mouse can be worshipped? Mouse can be given a significant status in our day-to-day worship, but still we have given mouse a significant status that everyone can go and worship that mouse with the Ganpati. Ganpati means leader of all the gods, and his van by which he moves from here and there, that is mouse. So mouse is also not bad animal according to Indians. And one more thing is that you can see in this picture. This is a cow, holy cow, that is called Indian cow, Deshi cow. All the gods are situated in the cow. It has been said that from long ago it is coming, and right now also we worship cow as a mother. That is why it was called Gomata, mother cow. So there are different type of gods are there in cow. If you have understanding and you have conceptualized all the animals with your worship places, with your places where you have such a soft corner that you don't feel this and that about those places. So you are not going to harm those because you are mentally attached to those places. Someone is a devotee of Ganpati, he is not going to harm mouse. Someone is a devotee of Mahadeva, he is not going to harm the bullock. Someone is devotee of Saraswati, Sharda. This type of different type of people are there who can in India. Though there is a single god, but there are different type of semi-gods or different type of name gods there, and there are people worshipping them. They have different type of silsilas, this is Sapana Sampradaya, Pantha, and they have special type of affection towards the animals which are been associated with their gods. So care of animals doesn't need any special efforts in India, because it is been taken regularly on day-to-day basis with a devotional attitude. Okay, I think we have discussed a lot more on this, and right now this is time to have a discussion about our next topic, that is quality education. Rabiullah sir has been presented very fantastically that yes, Jasmine ma'am, we should take care animals. Okay, that new education policy, India also have an new education policy. Then recruitment of teacher, what is the method of teachers recruitment, and then what is minimum qualification to promotion pattern, pay scale, and duty of teachers, like this. Okay, so first thing I would like to introduce here, if you see my PPT, this is a new education policy for school education in India. So these are the points I have discussed here. But the early childhood care and education, because there are, as I said before, that 24% of malnourished children of the world are from India. Harsh reality. So childhood care is also important, and then education. First thing is education, and second is first thing is a childhood care, and second is education. Okay, then foundational literacy and numeracy. Okay, people are not going to take postgraduate degree or doctoral research and whatever. They need to have basic understanding about the education. So that is why this has been added in this new education policy. Then curtailing dropout rates and ensuring universal access to education, because so many portion of the society are there that they cannot go to school. So their access should be maintained, should be built up, and dropout rate. Child go to school for 4th, 6th, 7th, and after that he drops out. This have to be stopped in this policy. Then restructuring school curriculum and pedagogy, because all this is going to according to Macaulay's education method in India till now. It has not been changed. British wanted clerical people, and that is why they designed a syllabus according to that. But till now, from 1947 to 2021, we are following the syllabus of provided by English, Lord Macaulay and other those people. So right now it has been decided that restructure this school curriculum and according to pedagogy and according to national goals and Then holistic development of learners. Gandhiji says that education means to draw out all type of development should be done from this education, not a single development, mathematical developments or language development. No, 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 no. He should be developed from all the angles. That is the main thing. Then multilingualism. It has been said that if someone knows so many languages, he is more brilliant than anyone because he know more languages. More knowing more languages develops your brain. It has been said that. So this is the main objective. Then curricular integration of essential subject and skill. Before this, it was just memorizing, writing paper, and like this, like this. So this is not. Now it is with the what we can say skills. Curriculum is attached with the skills. Then teachers, it has been emphasized that teachers should be qualified, and so that we will move on next point about that. Then recruitment on development, then service environment and culture, then is equitable inclusive education. It is very important because there are a lot of discrimination in education also. I have so many lot of money, I can put my child in the school that which has a 5-story glass building and 2 lakh, $3 lakh fee. But someone don't have money, so he cannot send his child to that school. But this is a difference and discrimination. This should have to be go away. Okay. Then efficient resources, resourcing and effective governance. There is a lot of government and not a governance, so governance should have it done, and that is the aim of this new education policy. And I think there are a lot of things that this is a big book, policy book record have been published by government. You can go through website of Indian government and you can find out that I have made this point in conclusion here. Then teacher recruitment. Teacher recruitment is a big challenge here, that different type of people are there in the field. So many are the devoted teachers, so many are just doing a job. So for recruiting teacher, there are different type of exam organized in India, that is TET, teacher eligibility test, CTET, central teacher eligibility test, NET, NET, national eligibility test, SET, ACT, SET, state eligibility test. And with passing this eligibility test, you can be able to be teacher and can apply for the teacher's post. And after having that exam, with the merit list, teachers are selected. In that sense, it has been said that most brilliant and most qualified teachers are in the government school because they are coming from the exams. And those who cannot crack exam, those who cannot pass the exam, they are going to private school. Still people want their children to send them in the private school. So this has to be changed, and for that different type of measures has been suggested there in the national education policy. Okay, so what are the qualification of teachers? So there are two types. So there are personal quality of teacher, and then their certificate course of their. What are the certificate courses? What are the degree courses? I am going to show you in next slide. But right now here they're teaching strategies, experience, motivation, and interaction with the students, interaction with the society. Then his professional development, what type of professional learning he has been achieved, and positive outcome. These are all personal quality are seen in the perspective of student learning, how this teacher is going to help the education of the learners, education of the children. This has been seen through that. Okay. Then in formal education, there are different type of courses you need to complete to be a teacher. So I am going to show there. Yes. Okay. So this is a DED, a diploma in education. This course is necessary for the primary teacher. If you want to be primary teacher in India, in Maharashtra, you need to do this diploma course after 12th. Before it was after SSC or 10th, then right now it is after 12th. Then after having this degree, diploma course, we can teach to 1st to 8th standard. Okay. Then there is a BEd, Bachelor of Education. This is a degree, and with having this degree, you are able to teach from 5th to 12th, from 5th to 12th. In primary section, you can teach to from 5 to 7, and after that you can teach from 8 to 12. So this is a B.Ed. And when you want to teach at the college level, that is graduation, post graduation, then B.Ed college, at D.Ed college, you have to pass NET, in national eligibility test, in that particular subject, and then state eligibility test in that particular state. So then you can join the college and teach the students. So these are three basic things, certificate and courses you need to be a teacher in India. And after having these courses, you also need to pass the entrance exam, and after passing that entrance exam, if you have scored better, you are allowed to be teacher. You are admitted in the teaching services in India. Okay, so these are all from these sessions. I heartily thanks all of you that you have cooperated me to till this end, and we successfully completed this session number 6. These are my contact numbers, my WhatsApp number, Twitter ID, Facebook, Insta ID, and then there is my YouTube channel link, that is Mukta Chintan, and there are my website, that www.muktachintan.com. If you wish to suggest anything, or if you meet me anytime, you can use all these ways. Again, I thank all the team members and all the coordinator from India and Bangladesh for giving such fantastic opportunity to us. So here is all from my session. So now, honorable member, please have your comments on this session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Lot of beautiful presentation with acting.
Thank you, sir.
It is a great pleasure to hear that your father-in-law has a cat farm. Okay, sir, you can't go take care of the cows. Okay, sir, thank you very much. A very fantastic presentation and to giving us. Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, we can also next session will be when will be sir, next session. Mr. Kamal sir is a very visible man, but we can so continue our session. Next session, Mr.